Hi, everybody. Welcome into the Wager Talk TV YouTube channel. I'm Tony Mejia from sportsmemo.com, and we're going to be talking about Monday night's Dallas Wings Seattle Storm game to open July, as the W has a pair of late starts, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, to open up the month. Nice little doubleheader going off, and we'll be talking about a rematch from Saturday night as the Wings look to get on the board for the first time this season against the Storm, who have won the first two meetings, including Saturday's 97-76 rout. For Seattle, it was the most points they've scored since dropping 103 on May 30th. The Storm come in at 12-6, both straight up and against the spread. They're in a great little run. And on a very long homestand, the longest homestand in WNBA history, 9 consecutive games, and they've got 7 straight home wins and are entering game 4 of that 9-game home stretch. The Wings come in at 4-14, one of the worst records in the WNBA, 7-11 against the spread, but they're just 2-10 against the number over their last 12 games. And like I said, got dropped by 21 in Seattle on Saturday night. The first game was played in Dallas on June 13th, and the Storm won that one 92-84, covering as 6.5-point favorites. So Seattle comes into this one 2-0 straight up and ATS against the Wings. The Wings did pull within 26-25 in the first quarter of Saturday's game on an Arike Ogunbowale three-pointer, but then a 9-1 run from the Storm gave them control the rest of the way. They outscored Dallas 54-34 over the next 2 quarters, including a 10-0 run to open up the second half. So that opens up a world of opportunities for you in terms of what you like to bet. And I know some people love the zigzag theory, regardless of sport. If you see one result transpire within a 24 to 48 hour period and the teams don't switch cities, you're going to be inclined to back the exact opposite, which would be here, Dallas covering the number and the Storm and the game going under the posted total. So right here at this point, the Storm come in as a 10.5 to 11-point favorite in this one. And it looks like, I mean, that's pretty much where the number was on Saturday night. And the total has been bet down from 169 to 167.5. Keep in mind that the Storm were 12-point favorites to open. So already a lot of people, a lot of contrarians are on the Seattle side here. And this is an interesting matchup just because, again, these teams already saw each other once. This is their third meeting inside of 3 weeks. Jewel Lloyd comes off a game where she went to the free throw line 17 times, making 16. She ranked second in the WNBA in free throw attempts, so that's not really new. But what was new is that the Storm got 14 free throws the entire first meeting on June 13th, and Storm herself got to the line 17 times the other day. And there was a little intrigue in terms of how hesitant she would be to get contact, because against the Fever earlier last week, she took an inadvertent shot to the face. She's wearing a nice little shiner and certainly doesn't look great, but is wearing a puffy eye right now. But as far as her performance was, she went for 35-5, so clearly feeling just fine. All 5 Seattle Storm starters scored in double digits. 4 had at least 4 assists, with the majority having 5. So lots of really nice ball movement against Dallas. Jordan Horston had 12 points and 11 rebounds for her first double-double of the season. She has been a game changer for Seattle since joining the starting lineup. The young player out of Tennessee, one of the best, most dynamic athletes in the WNBA, really completes that starting 5 for Seattle. And they don't use their depth much. I mean, most of the starters play the majority of the minutes, but they do have some depth, and we'll see if that comes into play for Seattle head coach Nolan Quinn tonight. Latricia Trammell from Dallas has to have her team really rally offensively, because outside of Arike Ogunbowale going 6 for 10 from 3. The rest of the Dallas Wings shot 0 for 12. The Storm forced them into 18 turnovers, recorded 11 steals, and going into this one, at least on paper, Dallas is in a disadvantageous position because they've struggled in situations where they played 2 games in 3 nights or on the second night of a back-to-back. The Wings are 1-8 straight up and 2-7 against the number, playing in these situations where games pile up either on back-to-back nights or in 2 and 3, whereas the Storm both 6-2 straight up and against the spread in these same situations. The over has won 5 of 8 of those contests, and it seems like if we're going to take these first 2 meetings into account, the Storm have really gotten off to decent starts, but the Wings have stuck right with them for the first quarter, and then in the second they fall apart, and Seattle is able to impose their will. They continue to improve with Ogunbowale and Skylar Diggins-Smith both feeling more comfortable as time continues, given that they were acquired just this offseason, still learning each other's intricacies. For Dallas, we got Tiara McCowan getting off to a good start in both games. She had 15 and 6 in this past contest. Natasha Howard had 12, 7, and 5, looking a little more like herself. Odyssey Sims has returned for Dallas. She keyed their win over Minnesota last Thursday, which snapped their losing streak, but had just 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists on Saturday night. Both J.C. Sheldon and Segdi Uzun also struggled offensively. Like I mentioned, the others not named, Ogunbowale, went 0 for 12 from 3-point range. And so with Maggie Siegrist out of the lineup and Dallas really struggling to find depth given all their issues personnel-wise, from Satou Sabally suffering an injury this past season overseas and still being a couple of weeks from returning. She'll probably be back after the Olympic break. And rookie Jaylen Brown still sidelined due to illness, and Siegrist out after breaking her finger on June 17th, and also not due back until after the Olympic break. Dallas will have to tread water, and we'll see. They might even end up in the Paige Becker sweepstakes, given that they are really floundering and could be in the mix for the number 1 pick. Although the way that the WNBA does their lottery system, it's over a 2-year period, and they were successful in Trammell's first season, winning 22 games. But we'll see if they tank. As far as this game is concerned, I'm going to back the over here. The over trends are better probably to me than laying the 11.5, 12 points with the Storm, even though that would be my lean, because I do think the Storm are the superior team here, and the metrics back up that they are more inclined to show up here on the second night of a 3-game stretch between teams that have seen each other just a few nights ago. And this game will be played on NBA TV for your viewing pleasure. So again, we're going to ride the over on 167.5 points for our free play here at Wager Talk TV. The over is 12 and 6 in Dallas Wings games and 8 and 10 in Seattle Storm games. Although as the cohesion has come in for Seattle, and with Jordan Horston entering the starting lineup, they look more dynamic. So again, the over is our play here. I want you to smash that like button and make sure you're following all of our videos by subscribing to Wager Talk TV if you haven't already. You can follow me on Twitter at Mejia Dinero, spelling down there below, and make sure you check out my page at sportsmemo at sm.buzz/TDM for all my pick packages and free plays that I post every single day. You can buy 7 days worth of picks from me or any other handicapper at both Wager Talk and Sports Memo for $49 this week, our July 4th special, 7 days of picks for $7 a day. You can't beat that. We'll also have other packages and specials, 3-day passes, all kinds of goodies. So you make sure you never miss a play. I handicap soccer and a lot going on there. I also handicap, obviously, the W and MLB. So really going on strong runs in most sports, and looking forward to continuing that into July. Again, Wings, Storm, over 167.5 points. I'm Tony Mejia. Thanks for watching.